My goodness, I feel so blessed that we got to this part right now because I am in such awe of you, Charece. So please help me say woohoo to Charece. You are our 95th inductee into the Hall of Fame. Woohoo! So, Charece, how did UCF and this fabulous DeVos program prepare you for your career? And are there things you learned in the program that you still call upon today?
Well, first of all, thank you for everyone who hung in here tonight, because I know that this was a long night for all of us. And I was so fortunate to come upon the DeVos program. I was a senior at NC State University where I played volleyball, and I had an opportunity to think about my career and what I would do next. And when I came across the DeVos program, and I have to thank Richard Lapchick for having the vision to start it, it really impressed me because it wasn't just about having a career in sport. It was about using your voice and using the power of sport to do good and to change the world. And that really spoke to me as a person, and it inspired me in terms of what I could do and what I could be in this industry. So it wasn't just a little bit of the same. So I'm so grateful for it because it really set the tone that you can do good work and do it the right way for the right reasons and still be successful. So I'm really appreciative of that start and my classmates who challenged me and supported me, and many of them are here tonight. Like, we really worked hard to help build the legacy of this program, and I'm so thankful that we had the chance to do that.
That is so awesome. Now, you just mentioned you did play Division I volleyball at NC State, and my employers in the room, they really do like to hire student athletes, and they shaped how you approached grad school and your career.
Absolutely. Being a student athlete was one of the biggest honors that I could have ever had. The privilege to represent my university, the responsibility to ensure that I got my degree and excelled in academics, and putting it all together, which is not easy for everyone to do, but the skills that I used, that I learned in terms of my time management, in terms of persevering, in terms of having integrity, working hard even if the wins aren't showing up. Those are things that has certainly served me in life, definitely served me as a student athlete. And when you think about what it takes to be successful in business, it's really important to be able to move through layoffs, through whatever happens in the world. D&I is an ugly word right now, whatever it may be. You got to figure out how you can push through it, and being a student athlete gave me that fortitude to be able to do that. So I'm really grateful for that experience.
Amazing. You really have. You amaze me. And you have worked for some of the biggest brands in the world: Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Under Armour, and you also, as we saw in your fit, worked with some incredible high-profile athletes. What advice do you have for our students who are dreaming about something like these incredible opportunities you have? I mean, you got interviewed with Disney and he hired you a job. That's amazing. So how do they break into this highly competitive either brand or an industry like sports?
I mean, first of all, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready, right? Like, going back to that Disney experience, it was a project. Again, grateful for Dr. Sutton for creating that opportunity for 6 of us to work on a project together. And I will be honest, I thought it was a project. I wasn't thinking about auditioning. As a matter of fact, I was ready to leave Orlando. I, after the project, had packed up my bags and sent them to my mom's house in South Carolina because I thought that I was going to have to find a job somewhere else. But knowing that every time you meet someone, you're making an impression, and you really just never know who you're going to meet and how it could really change your life. So ensuring that you're being authentic and showing up is really important. But for those that are, I know that my resume is something that a lot of people really want to have, and I can't say that I personally did something so great that made everything happen, but I will tell you that I maximize every opportunity, and I ensure that I'm building good relationships and, very importantly, doing good work. And you just never know who is sitting to the left or right of you or the table across from you, who they may know. Because I can say confidently that for all of those jobs that we talk about, those big brands, they found me. It wasn't me going to find those organizations. So it just speaks to the power of network, reputation, and truly having a really good work to speak for itself.
That's excellent, excellent advice. Some people would say women's sports is having a moment. I think it's more of a movement, and you've really played a significant role in creating not only opportunities for female athletes in NIL, but you got endorsement deals to former WNBA players, including the National Basketball Retired Players Association. What do you predict is next for women's sports and what the future might hold?
Well, I agree with you that it's definitely more of a movement, and I am happy that people are starting to see it. It's so crazy to think about some of these wins, right? So whether it was helping to change the bylaws at the National Basketball Retired Players Association to bring in former WNBA players, or signing Asia Wilson to a major endorsement deal with Mountain Dew and bringing her to NBA All-Star of all places to activate her, which is very common nowadays, right? About 6 years later. But it takes just knowing that, first of all, women matter. We can think about our households right now, and if you have a woman in it, she very likely is influencing the financial decisions that are happening there. So I feel like even Stevie Wonder could have seen that women's sports is going to have this opportunity that's happening. But people are just catching up. That's okay. Get on board, and we can figure things out. In 25 years from now, I think that we will be talking about the sports industry, not women's sports, not men's sports, but the sports industry as a whole. And we'll be talking about the executives and the athletes that have helped to make that work, and the impact that is happening for children and communities and for fans. So that's what I think is going to happen, is that it's going to be more mainstream. And in order for that to really happen, it's going to take businesses and people to really step out and embrace what's happening right now, to not be so divisive. If you love basketball, then you should watch the W and you should watch the NBA. Love Volleyball League is starting right now, so now you're starting to see professional volleyball happening here in the United States. So it's very obvious that it's really coming along, and people just need to get on board, choose your team, become a fan, and spend your money.
Oh, that's awesome. And congratulations on all the work you did to make that movement happen. So who are the people that have been most important to your success throughout your career?
Well, I have a lot of people that I could definitely mention here, but so many are here tonight. So I've already mentioned Dr. Richard Lapchick and his vision for this program. What a lot of people don't know is that I really wanted to work in player development. I mean, outside I wanted to be the athletic director, because I had talked about that. But once I realized there was more than college athletics, and he helped me get an internship there. And it was not very common for graduate students to get internships at the NBA, but he pulled some strings and literally put his money where his mouth was, and I'm really grateful for that, because it got me to New York, which is now where I've been for the majority of my adult life, and also just set the tone for how I know that a voice like mine truly has a place and deserves to be heard. So I appreciate the vision of the program, and Dr. Bill Sutton, who you heard on the video as well. He certainly has been a mentor and friend throughout my career, and I know early on in my time at the DeVos program, I mean, he could see people. He just had a way of seeing folks, whether the BS or the real, like he saw it all, and he saw me and still sometimes sees me in ways that I don't see myself, and I'm appreciative that he shares with me his vision. And Kellen Winslow is also here. Kellen was one of those folks in the room at Disney when I got that job. What a lot of people don't know is we also have a special connection in that he played with my father, my late father, at the San Diego Chargers, and once I figured that out, that really helped, grow our bond. And he's been a mentor and family member to me, and I'm so appreciative of that. And my mom is also here, and my mom doesn't get enough credit for who she is and what she's done. I have 2 siblings, and we lost my dad when I was 14, and she's really held it down and ensured that I had everything that I could ever need to be a successful volleyball player, to be a good businesswoman, to make decisions to work and live wherever I want, and knowing that I have her unwavering support. I also have a lot of friends here, and like I said, classmates, so I won't go name everyone, but I just thank you so much for support, whether it's consistently, regularly, or just here and there. Like, you definitely have touched me in different ways, and I'm grateful for that. And last but not least, my little guy Jackson, who's just been on the scene for the last 4 years. But what he has brought to my life in terms of understanding what matters most, and understanding how to think about time in a different way, knowing that it doesn't stand still and that you really have to maximize it, is something that has changed how I show up at work and how I show up in business, and has allowed me to evolve who I am as an authentic leader, which is what I feel as though I am. So I'm just grateful for any and all of you that are here, and even those that aren't in the room.
Oh my goodness, not only authentic, brilliant, and you can see why she is inducted into the Hall of Fame today. Congratulations, Charece. You are a rock star. Woohoo!